I've got the recipe for you. This dip is just amazing. It just melts in your mouth. Ooh. Bon appetit. Hey everybody, I'm Vera Stewart and welcome to the VeryVera Show. I'm so excited. We are starting season 8. It is hard to believe that for now going into the 8th year, we've been joining you on the weekends for a wonderful opportunity just to get together and do some great cooking. So today we've had a busy summer. We've had our campers in with us all summer long. We are so excited to be back. And my partners at Hershey are going to be joining me today. We are so excited to be making 3 delicious recipes with Chef Darren, who's come in from the Hershey Company to be with us. We're going to start with a blondie that has the Kit Kat in the middle and on the top. We're going to do a unicorn fudge. So if you've got kids out there, you want to see this for sure. And then finally, we're going to put a twist on the VeryVera Devil's Food Layer Cake with Kit Kats. And so we've got so much to do, and I know you're anxious to meet Chef Darren. So let's get started in the kitchen. All right, everybody, I'm so excited to have Chef Darren from the Hershey Company joining us for the third time. Third time's the charm, right? Oh my goodness. And needless to say, everybody on my team is always excited when you're coming because that means we're going to have sweet treats and we're going to do so many fun things together. But this particular recipe segment that we're doing today features everything Kit Kat. And it's like one of the top sellers in your company.
Yeah.
Well, for me, Santa Claus comes once a year, and one son has one kind of candy that he likes in his stocking. The other son loves the fact that Santa always brings him. John Stewart gets Kit Kats in his Christmas stocking every year. Great. So to have these recipes that actually incorporate that, I'm planning to actually make this for his birthday that's coming up.
Great.
So what we've done is we've gone ahead. These are just a brownie that has a Kit Kat. And you know me and my twist, I like to put a little bit of a twist on it. For your company, that pop is just how crispy this recipe is, but I love the flavor too. So my twist to this, with your permission, is that we're going to actually layer that in the center.
Sounds good.
To get a little bit of a goo and that Kit Kat flavor.
Great.
So what I did in preparation for the recipe, I went ahead and creamed the butter that we softened a little bit and some brown sugar in my mixer.
Okay.
And I'm going to actually let you take it from there and share with our friends how to do this great recipe.
Okay. Great. First we're going to add the egg yolks. It's an egg and an egg yolk. We're going to add the vanilla. And we're going to add the salt. We're going to put the salt in the flour first, and then we're going to add the flour while the mix is going.
Okay. And you said you love to use a spoon with that.
We just want to add this gradually, little bit by little.
And I think the brown sugar also gives this recipe a little bit of extra flavor that, brown sugar as opposed to the white sugar is going to get it to be a little bit of a caramelization, in that as well.
Absolutely.
And so we've got an 8 by 8 inch square pan, and we've gone ahead and greased it.
Right.
And then I've had the pleasure of unwrapping all of the Kit Kat bars that are going to go in the center.
Fantastic.
And then this pan we're going to do half the batter in there first.
Sounds good.
So, this has kind of gotten to be a tradition with us that we work together for several weeks and even several months in advance of what would be some great recipes to entertain it. I just loved that you thought, well, let's just spend the day on Kit Kats.
It's a great idea, and it's a great candy, and people love it.
All right, so the pan is ready.
We're going to spoon half of the batter in the bottom, and then we're going to lay Kit Kats and then half the batter on top.
Okay, I'm going to let you take that over there just a little bit so you can get to it. Don't y'all love his accent? Okay.
It's a strong Southern Alabama accent.
Oh, I doubt it. Because you're from Jamaica.
England.
Oh my gosh. Well, and I bet they love it when you come home.
I do a lot of baking.
All right, so
let's
you're
spread
just,
that.
getting that. It's just such a pretty golden batter. So that's why we call this kind of a blondie brownie. All right, so I'm going to come over here on this side, and I'm going to start placing these Kit Kats. And then we've preheated our oven to 350. And these are going to bake for about 35 to 45 minutes. I'll swap it around so you can start putting there.
Okay.
And then they're just, oh my gosh, eating these warm will be amazing. So when we come back from the break, we're going to get started on a Kit Kat Fudge. So if you've got children that are all into everything unicorn, you want to be sure to come back and join us for that. So let's keep going.
Absolutely.
See you in a minute. Welcome back, everybody, and if you're just joining us, I'm with Chef Darren. He's with the Hershey Company, and he's here from Hershey, Pennsylvania, on his third trip
time.
to the VeryVera show. So we're doing Kit Kat recipes today, and this is an awesome recipe. My campers would love this, so I think I'll incorporate this recipe to maybe one of our Saturday classes.
Great.
But this is just a great recipe to work with, and I'm going to let you take over and get us going with it.
Okay, first we start off with sweetened condensed milk in the pan. We're just going to simmer this with the white Premier white chips.
All right, so that's not a whole can. We actually measured this out for 2/3 of a cup. But, as long as you're making this, we should double the recipe, right?
Exactly right. Yes, exactly. This will take a while. We're just going to simmer this. You don't want to turn it up too high because it'll scorch the Premier white chips.
Well, while those are kind of simmering for a few minutes, and I'm going to turn it up just a little bit, tell us a little bit about, your position with Hershey and the fact that, you're trying to be versatile with all of these different candies. And certainly we all love to snack on candy, but to have an actually recipe development part. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we have a variety of products. We have Hershey chocolate chips in many flavors, caramels, syrups, fudges. We also have our chopped candies that are available.
This.
Yep, so we try and incorporate them in our test kitchens in every asset of baking, on ice cream, in frozen desserts, regular desserts, and also in savory items. So two of my favorite are Reese's peanut butter hummus and a Hershey chocolate barbecue sauce, which is absolutely fantastic. And it's different because people only associate us with desserts. So doing the savory is
Did y'all
really
get
unique.
that? Reese's peanut butter hummus.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And then a barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce.
Oh my gosh.
So it's really, really great, yeah.
Well, and then that way you can work with restaurants and commercial properties that have kitchens.
Absolutely.
To envelop these ideas into their menus. And
Exactly
that's
right.
that's why you are doing a lot of traveling.
Exactly.
Oh wow, that's looking great.
It's almost there.
All right, so to your point, you can buy the you can buy the candy just as it is, but you've already got this into the little pieces. You want to maybe take this larger one,
Sure.
might make that go a little bit better.
We have candies in all varieties. We have chopped candies, Take 5, chopped Kit Kat.
Wow.
We have chopped Reese's
So, I mean,
peanut butter cups.
This would be very dangerous at my house, Chef, if I just could reach into a bag and get my favorite candy bar. Unbelievable. All right, so that's looking pretty good.
That's pretty good. Almost there. Another second or
So I'm
two.
going to move this pan over. And what I did, the recipe, suggested aluminum foil, but I just love to use parchment paper. And so we've just folded it so that this is going to be so easy to lift out after it gets out of the refrigerator.
So we just want to spread it evenly to the sides of the pan.
Oh, wow. In the simmer feature, I know you were very intrigued with this, on our Sub-Zero and Wolf induction cooktop, the magnet feature goes through. And so you can literally put these Premier white chips in a saucepan for the entire day on simmer, and they're not going to burn.
Really?
It is crazy.
That's amazing.
And so just look at the beautiful consistency of this. I just love it.
Great.
All right, so now The sprinkles are what makes this unicorn and fun for kids. And Libby Summers with the Yum Yum Smile Shop in Savannah custom made these sprinkles for the Very Vera show. And aren't they happy and fun?
They're fantastic.
With all the little different colors. So we're going to go ahead and sprinkle those on. And about 2 teaspoons probably is enough. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let you start putting the chocolate on. That looks just about right. So this is gonna go in the refrigerator until it's, cool enough that you can break it apart like bark. And in Vera's Corner today, I'm gonna share a recipe for a secret Hershey's Kiss cookie that's got like a surprise center. And then when we come back, we're gonna put a twist on the VeryVera Devil's Food Layer Cake with another one of Chef Darren's inventions. So come back with us in just a few minutes.
Fantastic.
I don't know about you, but I love Hershey's Chocolate Kisses. They're great on their own, but they make an unbelievable cookie. Here's a recipe for Hershey's secret chocolate kiss cookies. In a large bowl, cream a cup of softened butter, half a cup of sugar, and a teaspoon of vanilla until light and fluffy. Scrape down the sides and gradually add 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Mix well. Fold in a cup of finely chopped walnuts, then refrigerate the dough for 2 to 3 hours or until firm. Preheat your oven to 375, shape the dough into 1-inch balls, then flatten the balls and place a chocolate kiss in the center of each. Pinch the dough around the kiss and then place the cookies 2 inches apart on an ungreased baking sheet. Bake for 12 minutes or until set, but not browned. Cool for 1 minute, remove from the pans and place on a wire rack. Stir together 2/3 cup of confectioner's sugar and 2 tablespoons of cocoa. While the cookies are still warm, roll half in the cocoa mixture and half in the plain confectioner's sugar. Cool those completely and then store in an airtight container. Take a bite to find the secret kiss inside. Welcome back, everybody. And Darren, it's like a sugar high here right now.
It is.
Oh, it smells so good, and we've had so much fun together. But I'm always going to put my own twist on things.
Of course you are.
So this recipe for this chocolate cake is the wow factor. I mean, honestly, for a special party or just if you're having dinner guests and you want to walk out of the kitchen with something that will...
Yeah, this is it.
You really did well on this recipe. But I thought, if this is going to be a chocolate cake, it's going to be a VeryVera Devil's Food chocolate cake. So with your permission, I went ahead and got that done ahead of time. So it's a recipe that's now in the cookbook, and it's for our Devil's Food layer. You start with room temperature ingredients, mix the butter and sugar together until it's nice and fluffy, and then you're going to add your eggs one at a time and just incorporate those. Then you're going to mix all of your dry ingredients together. So you've got your flour, your cocoa, your baking powder, and your salt, and mix that together really well. And then your liquid ingredient is buttermilk. So you're going to alternate the dry and the liquid just along so that it's just the most beautiful, fluffy batter. Then I prepared my 3-layer cake pans with a parchment circle. I sprayed them with the cooking spray, and then you evenly divide that batter between those 3 pans. I always like to pop that pan down on the counter a couple of times just to get the air bubbles out, and then that baked. And then I love to, after they've cooled, to flip them out onto these sheet pans and put them in the freezer. Get them good and hard, makes the crumb coat layer go a lot better. And so you actually also did something ahead of time for this recipe. I mixed
the 2 icings together, the vanilla and the chocolate, just so it's smooth and uniform.
And don't you love the color?
Oh, it's beautiful.
And then that really makes the Kit Kat pop when we get ready to garnish. Okay, so before you get started on this,
just a little trick. We're just going to put a little dab of the icing right in the middle of the cake round, just so the cake sticks. So it's more secure and doesn't move around.
All right, so now I'm going to add your layer right there.
We're just going to take about half a cup of icing right in the middle. And we're going to start to frost the cake.
Okay, and while you're spreading that on, I'm going to show one more little trick. So this serrated knife is your friend with this pan. And I'm just going to use the edge of the pan as my guide, and this is how you have all of your layers the same height. And you know, we used to throw this part of the cake away, Chef.
Yeah.
And I would find myself eating out of the trash can at VeryVera. And then one day I thought, wait a minute, if I like that, I bet somebody else would too. So we actually made this a favor when you came to eat lunch at VeryVera. You got a little Ziploc bag of crumbs to take with you.
Delicious.
All right. Okay, so now I'm going to throw you another layer.
Okay.
Awesome. I'm going to put another half a cup. And then these turnarounds are great if you do a lot of baking and, you know, but certainly I have just in the last few years afforded myself one of those to have at home. But that's, you know, just a great thing. Like you say, you can really go pretty quickly with that. And then the last one is going to flip on top. Oh, you're doing such a great job. I would have had you at the VeryVera bakery back in the day. All right, so now Chef is going to actually do this entire cake. So let's see how fast you can do that.
Oh boy.
Chef, you did an amazing job with that. Okay, so we're gonna show you in just a minute how to take it from this to the next level. So come back with us in just a few minutes. What a sweet way to start season 8. I love it. Everything just turned out so good, and you're so talented and enthusiastic. Thank you so much for being my guest today.
My pleasure.
And, you know, let's walk quickly back through what we did with Kit Kats, for heaven's sakes. There's more to it than just picking it up at the grocery store.
That's right.
So the blondies turned out so well. We've got a garnish on the top with a little piece of the Kit Kat, and then you can actually see them in the center. Yeah. So that's going to be a very unique, different thing that you can take to your next party that you need to take a dish. And then the unicorn fudge, like I said, my campers are going to absolutely love that. But that's another great presentation, very colorful. And then the cake, just the wow factor. So as you saw when we ended, before we went to break, the cake was just kind of plain looking. So walk us through what you did there.
So what we did is we actually cut the Kit Kats so they're nice and uniform. We laid them on one by one with the labeling exactly the same, Kit Kat on top. And then slowly place them around. We put chopped Kit Kat on top with a little garnish. Very simple.
Oh my gosh.
Anyone can do it.
And then you suggested heating up my knife with some hot water before I tried to cut through. And then you said, Vera, cut a big piece so you can stand it up on the plate.
Yeah.
I'm so used to flipping it on the other side, and I love the way that looks. So just a real wow factor there. So as you can see, Chef Darren is very busy with the Hershey Company, constantly creating things to do. And what would be your favorite memory?
Oh gosh, favorite memory working with Hershey? Well, there's lots of them, but I guess being a rock and roll kind of guy, Ozzy Osbourne, meeting him.
My gosh.
Then maybe meeting Shannon Miller, the gymnast, gold winner.
Yes.
Yeah, those are the two. And obviously, working with you is fantastic.
Well,
also.
of course, I know that's at the top of your list.
Sure.
Well, and you are going to be very generous with us today. So tell us a little bit about this giveaway.
So this is a 5-pound Hershey bar. And
Let me make sure that's 5 pounds.
5 pounds? Yep, 5 pounds. We're going to give away 5 of these for this show, and you can tell them how to do it.
Absolutely. So we want you to go to our Facebook page at VeryVera Stewart, and all of the directions for how to enter this contest will be there. And then these will ship directly from the Hershey Company. They arrive in perfect condition, and then your family can fight about how you're going to eat those. So that's going to be remarkable. And then I want to continue to thank you not only for your support of the VeryVera Show, but your support of our children's camp. Those children, each of our Campers of the Week receive one of these. The Culinary Camper of the Week stays back with us and makes a Hershey recipe at the end of camp. So that support has been tremendous. Your logo was on the back of our t-shirts this year. It just turned out so great. In Vera's Corner today, we threw out another recipe for everybody to try, and that's my favorite, Hershey's Chocolate Kiss.
Yeah.
Those secret cookies that you bite into, and that chocolate is in the center. Is amazing. You know, Chef, what you can do with these products, even on the savory side, quickly, what's a great savory recipe?
Savory recipe is chocolate barbecue sauce, or maybe Reese's peanut butter hummus.
Oh my gosh.
It's absolutely delicious. Nice twist on hummus.
All of these recipes are going to be on our website at VeryVera.com, so check that out. And you know, I always say, no matter what you do it in good taste. Thank you for being my guest for my first show of season 8. And all of you come back with me next week. We're going to do energy food. And so I needed that. So come back with us.
Great.